Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm just going to give people time to get settled to make sure everyone who wants to be is logged in, and we'll begin with our presentation in about 2 minutes.
Jill, do you like my background?
Teri, I really love all of the pictures that you have up there. I'm hoping we're going to get to hear about some of those today, because it looks like there are a lot of good stories that go along with that.
Yeah, my son's art on one side, and behind me there is a painting my brother did for me when he was like 8 years old, I think, when he's
Oh,
now
that's
30.
fantastic. That's
Mhm.
fantastic. So we're just waiting another minute or so for people to get logged on. Teri, have you had a chance to look at some of the social media posts about today, about the theme of this year's International Day of Persons with a Disability?
I haven't really, in getting prepared for this presentation. I haven't been on social media yet today, but I did hear that it's building back better, which
Yes.
is pretty cool. And I think it, adds to, people with disabilities and what they can offer and the opportunities that are available to them. What do you think, Jill?
Yeah, most definitely. I think we talk about sometimes making when you're handed a bag of lemons, making some lemonade out of it. And I know that another one of our great ambassadors, Marco Pasqua, has written a very interesting blog on the remote work environment and what that means for people with disabilities. And I wouldn't be surprised, Teri, to see if we have some questions for you at the end of your presentation on that very topic.
Well,
So
happy to answer anything.
yeah, I'm just looking at the time, and we've given a couple extra minutes for people to get settled in, to get logged on, and I think it's time to get started. So thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for being here with us today. I'm Jill Werflinger, Director of the Rick Hansen Foundation School Program. And on behalf of the entire team at RHF, I'm very pleased to welcome you here today. It's important and beautiful now that it is customary to begin our gatherings with an acknowledgement of the First Nations lands upon which we gather. And I'd just like to begin by sharing that I'm speaking to you from Port Moody, just outside Vancouver. And I'd like to acknowledge my gratitude that I am presenting to our gathering from the unceded territory of the Squamish Nathan and the Tsleil-Waututh people. As many of you already know, the Rick Hansen Foundation was established following Rick Hansen's Man in Motion World Tour, during which he wheeled around the world through 40 countries to bring awareness of the potential of people with disabilities. It's hard to believe that it's been over 35 years since Rick initially set out on that journey. Now, for over 3 decades, RHF has raised awareness, changed attitudes, and funded spinal cord injury research and care. We do this through the Foundation's focus on 3 priorities. One, inspiring Canadians to think about ways they can make a difference, such as through our Everyone Everywhere awareness campaign, as well as our school program and ambassador presentations, like the one that you're going to see today. Removing physical barriers through the Rick Hansen Foundation Accessibility Certification Program. This program trains professionals to use RHF-AC methodology to evaluate our built environment. These professionals rate the level of meaningful access in buildings we all use and offer suggestions on areas for improvement. In every case, these improvements make the buildings better for everyone, everywhere. And this is a theme you're going to hear more about today. And third, we're funding innovative spinal cord injury research with the goal to find a cure for people living with spinal cord injury. Together with the generous support from our donors and allies, these programs are making huge strides toward accomplishing Rick's original dreams from the tour. Which brings us to today. December 3rd is the International Day of Persons with Disabilities. Established by the United Nations in 1992, it is a day intended to promote a better understanding of disability. It's also a day to celebrate the achievements of persons with disabilities. We have a lot to celebrate. There is no doubt about that. Your news and social media feeds will be full of wonderful stories and accomplishments today. We also have a long way to go and a lot more to do. Today, 1 in 5 Canadian adults have a disability, and this number is increasing as our population ages. Approximately half of all Canadians will experience disability at some point in their life, whether personally or within their family. And yet, persons with disabilities continue to face barriers every day, both physical barriers and attitudinal barriers. And this is why we're so excited to have you join us today, to have you be a part of the conversation and to discuss what we can all do to help remove these barriers. Together, we can insist and ensure that we create a Canada for everyone, everywhere. I'd like to thank the Rick Hansen Foundation School Program supporters and co-presenting sponsors, Boston Pizza Foundation Future Prospects, and Scotiabank. Because of your generous support, the RHF School Program is delivering accessible resources and interactive activities about accessibility and inclusion to youth across the country. Every day, we are inspiring an entire generation to make a difference in their schools and communities. To get us started, I'm honored to introduce RHF founder and the man in motion himself, Rick Hansen, who will deliver a few words.
Hi, I'm Rick Hansen, and today is a special day as we celebrate the International Day of Persons with Disabilities. This day is a rally cry for all of us to be able to often celebrate the success that we've achieved in making our dream come true of an accessible and inclusive world. But it's also a chance to be able to be inspired to put the bar higher and to accelerate and get there faster. And there's nothing better than being able to share stories during this day to remind us that we're not alone. And our foundation has been chasing our role of trying to be able to make a difference. And ultimately, we've moved from the legacy of my original Man in Motion tour to be able to then start an organization that inspired thousands of people to join us. And the theme, of course, has emerged to not one man in motion, but many in motion. And we're thrilled to have ambassadors that join us, and not only are they incredible champions of change, but they also have powerful and inspiring stories that can remind us of how we can try harder and how we can find new ways to break through, and that together we're stronger. I'd like to introduce you to one of our great ambassadors of our foundation, Teri Thorson. And Teri is an incredible champion who acquired a spinal cord injury when she was in Australia having a car accident. The driver skidded off the road and her life had changed suddenly. And Teri, of course, could have given up, but she didn't, and she persevered through and started to realize that in spite of the fact that she had challenges, that she also had ability and that she could continue to rebuild her life. Teri is an amazing mother. She's a Paralympic champion, and ultimately she's joined us to be an ambassador to pay it forward and make a difference for others. And so I'm sure you'll find her story inspiring and uplifting. And so without further ado, I'd like to introduce you to Teri.
Thank you, Rick. Before I pass the presentation over to Teri in just a moment, I'd like to address a few logistics for us. In this presentation format, we can't hear you, so we encourage you to post your questions for Teri or RHF in the live chat box. Whenever they occur to you, we'll be reading them, we'll be monitoring the questions, and Teri's going to answer as many of them as possible at the end of the presentation. If your presentation is not addressed, your question is not addressed, or you'd like to open a dialogue with RHF, please feel free to message us via social media or email, and we'll do our best to get back to you as soon as possible. Finally, if you are missing the live captions on YouTube and would like them, you may need to turn them on in the same way you would if you were watching a video. Look for the CC and click on that to see your options. All right, that is the logistics covered. So without further ado, I'm very excited to turn things over to our ambassador, Teri Thorson. Teri?
Thank you so much, Jill. Before we begin, I'd also like to acknowledge the traditional peoples of this land and thank the Tsleil-Waututh and Squamish Nation, whose territory I reside on. I'd also just want to remind you to please type your questions and comments into the YouTube chat as they come to you during my presentation. Today is a very important day, and I'm happy to be representing and sharing such an important message across the country as a Rick Hansen Foundation ambassador. As Rick mentioned, today we can celebrate all people with disabilities, reflect on years past, and look forward to how we can all make a difference in building a world that is more inclusive and accessible. So, how can you be a difference maker? How can you help to create a world that is accessible and inclusive, where we don't even have to talk about accessibility and inclusion anymore? Many people wonder how they can make a difference. There are actually many ways, big or small, that can make a huge impact on someone's life. Many of us with disabilities rely on the help from able-bodied people to create, support, design, and sometimes advocate for us. All it can take is a simple understanding of our needs, our abilities, not our disability. This could be building a ramp, learning a different way to communicate, or simply being thoughtful in planning and thinking ahead. A great example of this is the preschool that I chose for my son. It was not accessible. It had a few stairs to get into it, so they built me a ramp. It only cost them $100. But now I could take him into his school and I can participate in all the family events, just like all the other parents. The spaces we live, work, learn, and play in must be accessible for everyone, everywhere, so that we can all fully participate. So recent Canadian data shows that 1 in 5 people have some kind of reported disability. That is 24% of our population. This could be mobility, sight, hearing, or intellectual. This number is increasing as our population ages, and thanks to research over the years, we're living much longer. 47% of people reported that they knew someone with a disability, although I'm sure that's number is probably much higher. If you really think about it for a minute, you actually probably know someone with a disability. The day my grandfather died was the day I realized that he was an amputee. He only had one arm. He lost it when he was 18 years old in a logging accident. I was watching a comedian on Netflix the other night. He was talking about his grandfather, who, unbeknownst to him, contracted polio at a young age. He had one leg that was shorter than the other and walked with a very noticeable limp. He actually just grew up thinking that all grandpas from Sicily walk like that. It was just natural in our lives. Accommodations were built in to support them. They were not treated any differently. After my injury, I said, Teri died. Now there was this new Teri, wheelchair Teri, that can't do or contribute anything. I felt like I was a baby learning to feed myself, groom myself, dress myself, and frankly, just learn to sit up. But I came to realize that the old Teri is still in there. And whenever I was with my family and friends I had pre-injury, they always helped to remind me of that. And they still do to this day, by not treating me any differently, But there are some times that I do still need reminders of that. 1/3 of people with a disability say they have been denied a job because of their disability. 57% are unemployed and believe that they could work if the workplace was more accessible. 49% feel they could work more if their workplace was more accessible. So I think that some employers are afraid to hire a person with a disability because they think it's going to cost more to make adaptations to their workplace. But maybe it's as simple as having a screen reader or having voice dictation software or a trackball mouse. Now that we're living in a much more virtual world and workplaces are seeing the benefits of working from home, people with disabilities have more opportunities than ever if they're given a chance. Working from home in flexible hours have been so great for me. It's giving me time for my self-care. So what took 30 minutes pre-injury to get ready in the morning now takes me 2 hours. Not having to deal with transportation issues like getting in another car, which takes me 10 minutes, or a broken down vehicle and not being able to get a loaner car because they can't be adapted. I also think that sometimes employers are just uncomfortable around disability. They don't know what to say. Again, all it could take is a simple understanding of people's needs and some education and awareness. So this is my story. What I feel is important for someone to understand me and my needs. And it all starts with my family. So I grew up in West Vancouver, the oldest of 5 kids. I was a model, a dancer, and the manager of a technical team at a software company. When I was 24 years old, I took my first international vacation ever to Australia to visit a friend. We were driving to the beach. I was the passenger, and because I thought I was invincible at that time, not wearing a seatbelt. We hit an unmarked hairpin turn on a gravel road. The car rolled 3 times end to end, and I was thrown from the car. I dislocated my neck at a 90-degree angle and injured my spinal cord. So if you can reach and feel the bones on the back of your neck, near the bottom is the one that like sticks out a little bit, is the one I damaged. So the spinal cord is like an electrical wire, and it takes signals from the brain to the body and back again. Now that mine is damaged, I cannot feel or move anything from the chest level down. Plus my hands don't work. So you can probably, if you can see in the video, my hands are like this all the time. There are 3 big misconceptions that people make about me. First, because my arms don't work, I'm a paraplegic. Or sorry, because my arms do work, I'm a paraplegic. But because my hands don't work, I'm defined as being a quadriplegic or tetraplegic in Latin, which means that 4 limbs are affected. And paraplegic, which describes Rick's injury, means that 2 limbs are affected. Second, that I am not my disability. My disability does not define me. I am not a wheelchair person. I'm not a quadriplegic or a tetraplegic. I am a woman who uses a wheelchair. And third, I'm not wheelchair bound or confined to my wheelchair, but actually a wheelchair, or probably really any device that is used to assist, means freedom. Without my wheelchair, I would be confined, but to a bed. Since my injury, I represented Canada at the 2004 Paralympics. I developed my own clothing line for women that are seated. I gave birth to my son, who's now 10 years old. I played for BC on the provincial wheelchair rugby team. And I've traveled to many, many different countries, lots that are not wheelchair accessible. Like the one that is shown on this slide, if you can see it, which was taken in Costa Rica. I have accomplished so much in my life, and I've had so many opportunities to try so many things, mostly because people like you came up with solutions, encouraged me, supported me, and showed me that these things actually exist. We all make choices in our life, and my choice was not going to let anything get in my way and live life to the fullest. But it certainly does not mean I do not have my daily challenges. Every day there's some barrier I face just to remind me that the world we live in is not built for me. Like taking my 2-year-old son to the park and having to ask strangers to push him on the swings and not even being able to get close to the swings. Or making reservations at a restaurant and finding out when I get there, there's a flight of stairs. Or like getting sick or being in too much pain to get out of bed for weeks, which actually I've just experienced recently. But still having to parent, work, and keep my romantic relationship, well, romantic. I am lucky to have such amazing friends and family to help me during these difficult times, and that I can also rely on strangers for help. But I can tell you, it's exhausting. Having a disability sometimes really can be exhausting. It takes, as I said earlier, about 2 hours for me to get ready in the morning if I'm going out, to shower, do my toileting, dressing. And then when you have to add in all those transfers in and out of my vehicle, on top of having to always plan out my day, I have to make sure I can get into wherever I'm going. Does it have a bathroom I can use? Does it have low tables I can sit at? Are there appropriate parking stalls for my van that has a lift? If I park there, would someone park too close to me and then I can't get in again? My dream is to not have to think about accessibility anymore. To take that one step out of my life would considerably lower my stress levels. To be able to meet up with my friends, take my son to birthday parties, and just to be spontaneous again. Almost 20 years ago, I came to realize that my dream was very similar to the one Rick had over 35 years ago. To make sure people with disabilities are seen as people who work, play, and live the same as everyone else, and that we deserve to be included barrier-free, which is why I decided to become a Rick Hansen Foundation ambassador. You probably all know the story of Rick Hansen, but for those of you that don't, at the age of 15, Rick broke his back in a truck accident, resulting in a spinal cord injury and becoming a paraplegic. Since then, he has never let his disability stop him. On March 21st, 1985, Rick started his Man in Motion World Tour. Its purpose? To show and prove to everyone the potential of what people with disabilities can do. Jill mentioned a little bit of the stats earlier, but I think they're worth mentioning again. He wheeled over 40,000 kilometers in total, 80 kilometers or 2 marathons most days of the week. He wheeled the circumference of the earth, which took him 2 years, 2 months, and 2 days to do. Just imagine that for a moment. I did 1 marathon in a wheelchair, 42 kilometers, and I never did one again. But that was just the beginning of his lifetime of dedication to make sure everyone can be included everywhere. Rick's two big dreams when he started the tour were a cure for paralysis from spinal cord injury and to remove barriers for persons with disabilities. In 1998, he started the Rick Hansen Foundation. Those two big dreams continue through programs such as this, the Ambassador Program, the school program, the Accessibility Certification Program, and awareness initiatives. Now, as Rick said, it's not one man in motion, it is many in motion. The Rick Hansen Foundation ambassadors are part of the many in motion, overcoming challenges and seizing opportunities. We have ambassadors across Canada who share the message of inclusion and accessibility to thousands of students every year. As an ambassador, I feel very strongly that educating children and youth can make the most impact for the future in their family, community, country, and for their own personal growth and awareness. A great example of this happened to me a few years ago when I attended a spinal cord injury research event. A woman in her 20s came up to me asking if I was Teri Thorson. After I said yes, she recounted her story of an ambassador presentation I did at her school when she was 12 years old. She said at the time she was terrified of people with disabilities. She had no understanding and felt very uncomfortable around them. During my presentation, she noticed that we were very similar. We had the same interests and passions. She became less fearful of people with disabilities, knowing that we truly are like everyone else. And now she's studying to be a researcher specializing in spinal cord injury. Before the pandemic, our ambassadors visited schools and met face-to-face with students. Although, of course, we miss that, as it gives a much more obvious example of disability when you are right in front of them. Now we can offer presentations virtually, and we can speak to any classroom or school in the country, no matter how remote they are. We even have French-speaking ambassadors from Quebec that can speak French to French immersion schools in BC or Alberta. In the last 24 years since I've been in a wheelchair, I have seen great progress towards an accessible and inclusive world. But there's still a lot we can do. I know as well as anyone that disability does not discriminate. It can happen to anyone at any time. You don't have to wait for it to be you or for it to be someone you know that has a disability. You can take action now and be ready and welcoming. Many of us are trying to homeschool our children right now, like myself. Maybe you know teachers, maybe you are a teacher. You can try out one of our interactive activities on our website. They are age appropriate and will teach them all about disability, access, and inclusion. And of course, you can always book one of us ambassadors to do a presentation for your class or school. And if you're in the business community, learn about how accessible your work is and some ways of improving it. Many people are surprised about the small, inexpensive things that can really make a difference for people with disabilities. Like that example I gave earlier about my son's preschool that built me that $100 ramp, which, by the way, was also used with parents with strollers. And now, years later, they've basically have left a legacy of accessibility at that preschool. The fact is, we can all be difference makers, whether you have a disability or not. As people with disabilities, we inspire and motivate people every day. But we also need to share the honesty of how hard living with a disability is. We need to be honest about our frustrations and challenges along with our successes. And for people without a disability, it's important to share those messages of people with disabilities that are around you and that you hear about. And when you meet someone with a disability, maybe just treat them like they are people first. Ask them questions about who they are, not about their disability. They will share their story with you if they feel it's appropriate. As someone in a wheelchair, I also appreciate talking to another person at my level. So bring a chair up to chat. There's nothing worse than having a conversation with someone's stomach. We all need to voice the need for access and inclusion. We need to have the courage to stand up for change. We need to make changes to built spaces to allow access for people with disabilities to be included. People with disabilities are everywhere. Maybe they're your neighbor, or maybe you work together. Maybe it is someone in your family. Maybe it will be you 20 years from now. I hope you can imagine the effort it takes for us to do our everyday tasks. I hope you can imagine the challenges and barriers. But it doesn't have to be this way. It's time that everyone, everywhere, has the opportunity to fully participate in society, at home, at work, at school, everywhere. It's time to transform the lives of people with disabilities by breaking down all the barriers that stand in our way. It's time to make the world ready for all of us, everyone, everywhere. Thank you.
Teri, wow, thank you. That was such a powerful presentation, and you had me laughing, you had me in goosebumps, and you had my eyes shining with tears. You made me think about the ways that I can make a difference, even by just making simple, better choices about how I choose to park next to an accessible parking space for someone who uses a ramp coming sideways out of the car. And it really strikes me that the examples you shared, this story of the ramp for your son's preschool, so that you could be a mom and just drop him off, that's an example of something that made things a lot better for moms with strollers who also were dropping off kids. So thank you for opening our eyes to take a look at our world in a new way. And we're really grateful to you for sharing all of those personal observations and anecdotes. And I will always make sure to find a chair to sit in when I am talking to someone who uses a wheelchair in their daily lives, because that image of talking to someone's stomach is a pretty powerful one. So just before we move to the question and answer part of our time together today, I want to quickly touch on an important initiative that RHF has recently launched. You've heard about the ways the Rick Hansen Foundation is dedicated to breaking down barriers to make it a reality that all people, regardless of physical ability, have equal access to the spaces where we live, work, learn, and play. Teri's given us ideas of things we can do every day to actively create a world in which everyone can go everywhere. Ultimately, it starts with each of us. We've mentioned this statistic, 1 in 5 Canadians is affected by a disability, and I ask you to take that with you from the presentation today, to look around your friends, your family, the people in the grocery store, and to realize that this affects people all around you in your life every day. If you feel inspired and able to, we invite you to text the word 5, that's FIVE, to 45678 to donate $5 to the Rick Hansen Foundation. You will have the option to donate $5, $10, or $25. I did it and was so surprised at how quick and easy it is, and happy to find out that I didn't even need to have my credit card in hand because the donation is deducted automatically from my cell phone bill. Thanks to a generous donor, all donations up to $50,000 will be matched dollar for dollar to double your impact. So if Rick and Teri's stories have inspired you, please consider giving the gift of access and sharing this opportunity to double your impact with your friends and family. There have been lots of questions from the audience. So Teri, are you ready? Shall we get to answering those questions?
Let's do it.
All right. So first question we're going to lead off with is from Nancy Lear. And Nancy's asking, how can we as people with disabilities help to change policy for a better inclusive society?
Oh, that's a good. Hi, Nancy. That's a very good question. I guess I have the question for me actually that I asked back to you is, equity versus equality, right? So it's always sort of this question that I have in my mind. I like people to get together and advocate as a group. I think we're stronger and have a louder voice to be able to advocate as people with disabilities in order to change policy. That's just my opinion, but I guess it's a great debate.
Thank you. And that's a question I think that RHF can also look at getting into a dialogue with you on, Nancy. That will be great. So Donna Befus would like to know, Teri, besides your accident, what would you say were the 3 most defining events of your life? I'm curious about this one too.
Good question, Donna. Thank you. 3 most defining. Well, to be honest, obviously going to the Paralympics was a great experience and mind-boggling. But I would have to, and that would be one. The top one I would have to say is having my baby, because I honestly had no idea what that was going to be like for me. I'd have no feeling or no sensation. So what labor would be like, what delivery would be like. And I was able to deliver him naturally and have a completely, natural childbirth, which I was surprised about. And I guess the third one would probably be, I don't know, my third one that is most important. I can't think. Anyways, that's just
Those are two pretty powerful ones. Thank you, Teri. We have a question from Heidi Roy, and if I am mispronouncing anyone's names, I will just say I'm sorry, coming from someone whose name is Jill Werflinger. I've had my last name mispronounced, and I apologize if it's Heidi Roy. Are the activities for kids on the website available in French? I'm really pleased to be able to share with you, I'll answer this one, Teri, that all of our school program resources are available in French, in English, and they are also accessible. And that's really important that they can be accessed equally in all of those ways. We have a question from Blaine about becoming an ambassador. And if you are interested in doing that, Blaine, there's a section on our website, rickhansen.com, about ambassadors, and we invite you to send us an email. Teri, do you have any advice for someone who's thinking about joining as an ambassador?
No, not really. I mean, you have to be obviously comfortable speaking. So that's the biggest one. And we have a great support team at the Rick Hansen Foundation Foundation as well. So they can help you.
Yeah, we do provide a lot of support for people in preparing, and you are part of the team doing that. So thank you very much, Teri. We have a question from Angela McCulloch, who's asking, what can I do to help work towards more accessible housing for those in my community? And Teri, I have some ideas. Do you have some to share?
You start out, Jill.
Well, you can encourage local businesses and all levels of government to get common spaces rated under the Rick Hansen Foundation Accessibility Certification Program. That's a great first step. And there's lots of information on our website about how to take that step. We also have a question, what do you have ambassador-wise for mental health disability? And we are working right now, our ambassadors are presenting from the perspective of mobility, hearing, and visual disabilities or impairments. And so we're not necessarily presenting specifically on the mental health aspects and how that impacts people's lives. We're focusing our efforts on those three, but this is certainly something that we're looking at going forward. Is there anything you'd like to add to that, Teri?
No, I think you covered it all, Jill. Thanks.
All right. Well, our next question from Uli is, what do you find is the biggest challenge for meaningful access, and how can we improve this? That's a short question that I bet has a long answer, Teri.
Yeah, agreed. And hi, Uli and Kim. Nice to hear that you're watching. The biggest challenge that I have for meaningful access, well, I guess for me, it always comes back to education and awareness. I really just feel that people, if they had a greater understanding of what accessibility means, then that could solve all our challenges, really. So that's, I guess, what I find is that it's just most people don't really understand, and simply going by sort of the guidelines sometimes doesn't really work. The most meaningful engagement is engaging people with disabilities in, all aspects of planning and thinking and building. So I guess that would be my answer.
It's that really important adage, isn't it? Nothing about me without me.
Yes.
And it's really quite extraordinary until you spend a day with a person who uses a wheelchair. Everything looks accessible, doesn't it? Really, until you look at some of the ways a door swings, or just, where's the button for the elevator? Those kinds of pieces. Yeah, definitely. We have another question here about the biggest barriers you encounter day to day, Teri. And maybe that's a good one, a good segue from our last comment. Just what are some of those things that we just wouldn't think about that break up your flow, shall we say?
So definitely parking. Oh my gosh, that's the biggest one. Sometimes I find. I used to drive a car, and I would take my wheels off my chair, and you have to like lift it up over top of you and put it on the seat over you. Anyways, I did that for very many years because I refused to be a soccer mom and have a van. But now it's saving me a lot of time to have a van with a lift, but it has created a lot more problems for me in parking, because I can't, and also breaking down, I cannot get in and out of it if people are parked too close to me. I literally need, oh my gosh, so much space to be able to get into my van. So I don't even find wheelchair accessible parking spots a lot of the time aren't even wide enough. So, I have to park sometimes on where a sidewalk is, or, sometimes it's easier just for me to take like a parking lot that's like way in the back somewhere where I hope that someone doesn't park next to me. So that I think is probably like daily the challenge that I have. And then when you add in like weather on top of that, just, even wheeling around in snow and rain, which makes your wheels really slippery, it's really hard to get around.
Definitely. These are things we just don't, again, we don't think about until you're in the moment. Um, Maybe this is another interesting segue. Cheryl Rose Newman's asking, as a mom, are you as hands-on with your son's daily activities, such as preparing his breakfast in the morning, prepping for school, and after school activities, or does it help you to have someone assisting you?
Well, hi, Cheryl. You probably already know this question because our answer because you're a mom with kids also. Um, but yes, I feel like I'm very hands-on. I do have to say though, I think there is something to be said about children who grow up with parents with certain types of disabilities. My son learned to be very independent at the age of 2. He was already making his own breakfast then, and he makes his own breakfast now. He makes his own lunch. He basically does everything himself. And actually, an interesting thought that I had that came to me right now is when he was a baby, I had a nanny that was, worked with him and with me until he became really independent and out of diapers and, walking. But one of the things that, we just do naturally as parents is when you're crossing the street, you want your child to hold the hand, right? Well, that's impossible for me to do. I can't physically hold his hand crossing the street. So I would keep telling her, no, no, he needs to learn how to be safe in crossing the street. And I think that is sort of a good example of the whole entire life of a child, with a parent with a disability, is they just have to learn how to do these things. He had to learn how to dress himself because I can't do it for him. He had to learn, to get on and off the toilet himself and do all these things. He cuts my own food for me because I can't cut my food. So when he was 4 years old, he was better at using a knife than most adults.
That's fantastic. It sounds like you've again turned that into something that's a gain and a win for your son, and teaching him how to look at things a little differently. We have a question from Megan Schreiner. Teri, what inclusive term can I use when advocating for people with disabilities? I've used people with different abilities, people with exceptionalities, people with diverse abilities. What are some of your thoughts on that, Teri?
That's a really good question, Megan. Thank you. I mean, it varies so much. Obviously, we really want to always make sure we're using people first language. For me, sexuality is really, really important because I feel like as a person with disability, we kind of lose our sexuality. Like people don't want to think about that. So for me, it's really important to be recognized as a woman and not just like a person. And so that's what I always say to myself. But if you're saying like in the broad term, I like people with disabilities. Some people use people with lived experience, or consumers. I guess it depends on in what field you're working in. I don't know. Do you have any thoughts on that, Jill?
Yeah, I think I work with athletes with disabilities in many different countries, and it's very interesting. And maybe you saw this in your time as a Paralympian, just how people refer to themselves, how they want to be referred to, even knowing that they have a choice, and that they have a voice that they can use to say, I like to be talked about this way. I like to be called a woman and not a person with a disability is a really good thing. And that reminds me of something some of our colleagues, Brad McCannell says all the time, which is just ask. And so maybe that's a good way to go about it too, is to ask the person that you're speaking with. Yeah.
Yeah.
Marina Dotzert has a question for you. After your accident, there was a lot of attention to your body and its needs. Once things settled down, how did you maintain your mental health, and who or what did you use to help you?
Thanks, Marina. Great question. So, obviously the support of my family and friends was really the key. I would say that for me, it was getting back and doing everything that I did before I was pre-injury. So getting back to work, obviously, my modeling career was over. I, wasn't a dancer anymore. Although I try wheelchair dancing, but it just doesn't have the same effect for me, myself. And maintaining my mental health. I mean, I think it's just the same as everyone else. Really, like we've all experienced the same thing that I've experienced. We've all experienced grief and loss, and somehow we manage to sort of circle and figure it out. And I still have bad days. Some days I just want to watch Netflix all day. And I think not being hard on yourself about that and being able to take that moment, like we are human, we have feelings, and we should acknowledge and feel those feelings. And I really strongly believe that, if you're going to have your up days, you're going to have your down days. That happens. So I just go with that. And that's helped me a lot for my mental health, I think. And, just taking those moments and being okay with that day-to-day living.
That's really good advice for all of us, Teri. Thank you. We have a question here from one of our fellow ambassadors, from Fernando. Hi, Teri. What amazing single or snapshot moment in your Paralympic adventure really stands out?
Hey, Fernando. Actually, it was so in the finals. I was in the 400 meters, and there were two of us in the finals from Canada. And I didn't come in the top three in that event, but at the time, her name is Lisa Franks. She came in first, and it was so cool because I almost felt like a part of her celebration because I was from Canada and she was from Canada. So we were like, high-fiving each other, and everybody's screaming, and she's carrying the flag, and I was like right beside her. So it was I felt like I just sort of shared in her, gold medal winning experience in a little way. So that was actually kind of cool.
That's really fun. I have a last question here, I think, from John Mason. You had mentioned that there are small things that can help your accessibility, and you just spoke about parking. Are there any other small, easy changes that you really wish would be implemented?
Good question, John. What would that be? Small little things. Well, you know what? A small little thing would be, I know they're really great to use those big bathrooms, but please do not use them. Just if you can use a regular bathroom. The reason why they're there is because I can't fit in the stall. Like I can't actually fit through the doorway. So that literally is the only bathroom I can use. But everybody likes to use it when they're changing. When I'm at the gym, everyone is, because it's a nice big bathroom and you can move around and take your time and get dressed while there's a person in a wheelchair waiting for it. So that's
a pretty easy thing that we can all do. Thank you, Teri. And I think the last thing I'm going to bring here is a compliment for you from Anne-Marie Davidson. And she says it shouldn't be obviously that your modeling career had to be over because you are still beautiful. And I will say as beautiful inside as out, Teri. So that's a really lovely comment from Anne-Marie.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Anne-Marie. And Jill.
So we are coming to the end of our time together today, and I'm really struck by what great questions you all asked. So thank you for your engagement. If we didn't get to your question or to your comment, we will. If you are interested in knowing more about the schools program, you can email us at schools@rickhansen.com. If you're interested or you'd like to recommend to someone you know that they should consider becoming an ambassador, you can email us at ambassador, singular, @rickhansen.com. And you might want to think about texting 5245678. I'm looking forward to replying to all of the wonderful questions in our chat and picking up anything we missed. We're just so thrilled, Teri, that you could take the time to present and share your story with everyone, with our audience today. And I'd like to thank our audience for joining us on today, on December 3rd, a very, very special day for people with disabilities.